All right, y'all, we are back with another video. Now, this one right here came from CNN where they were talking about that Ice Cube responds to backlash over a Donald Trump collaboration. Now, we're about to go ahead and check this out. There was another video that was sent to me by y'all in the comment section. Y'all really wanted me to check this out. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's been showing so much love, so much support, especially in the comment section. Appreciate all the new members on the channel and everybody that's becoming a member. I really appreciate it. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive straight into this and let's see exactly what happened on CNN. Let's go.
Our next guest is Ice Cube. If you know anything about him, and you probably do, you know he started his career rapping in defiance about police presence and the realities of inner city life. And he got political with his songs as well recently during the Trump administration, most recently in 2018. Here's a taste.
Arrest the president. You got the evidence. That is Russian intelligence.
Now we see a shift. Now he wants to work with President Trump. Here's what the president had to say most recently about Black Lives Matter.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, I said, that's such a terrible term because it's such a racist term. It's a term that sows division between blacks and whites and everybody else, and it's a very bad term for blacks. But they were very angry. It's a Marxist organization.
With all that going on, and how the president continues to speak about there being no systemic inequality, it's no shock that Ice Cube got some heat for deciding to work with the Trump administration. He wants to deal with it. I want to understand it. So should you. So here is Ice Cube on Prime Time. Thank you for taking the opportunity, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Chris, your lead-ins are a little misleading.
How so?
Wow.
Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the contract with Black America, and I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody. And so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran to anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
Well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well, but you are working with the Trump team instead of the Biden team, and people are giving you heat for it. What do you say to them?
He's
well,
still trying to persuade
both teams, but I'm just working with whoever is willing to work with me. So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So I'm going to whoever's in power and I'm gonna speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves. And that's what I'm going to talk to anybody who's in power with that. So if anybody got a problem with that, it seems like a personal problem.
Well, here's the problem, and it is very personal, as you know, for a lot of people of color, because they'll say, well, why would you pick Trump when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
He never said he picked Trump.
He's not picking nobody.
He never
He's
said
the president.
But why do you think
president.
he'd want to do something for the community when he says there's no such thing as systemic inequality?
I don't know what he want to do. I just know what the man said. I know what he said to the country. I've never met Donald Trump. So I don't know what he's going to do. I just know what he said he was going to do. So both of them have a plan. Both of them say they're going to do something. And who knows what's really going to happen after November 3rd. Nobody knows. from each side. We're all hoping that candidates keep their campaign promises. So that's just it.
So let's look at it this way. I think that you're right to be skeptical. Let's start with the Democrats, because even though there is a traditional connection between black voters and the Democrats, you could also say you've been let down or forgotten by Democrats in a lot of situations that would have mattered. Then you say, all right, so then what makes one side better than the other? That's where you get in trouble, which is, do you really think that Donald Trump can be trusted as much as you could trust Joe Biden?
I think you can trust
I
Trump.
don't think I'm not trusting any of them. I'm just going by action. That's all.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going by
There's
words.
nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
not going by rhetoric, not going by media spin, not going by none of that. You know, I'm not on nobody's team. I'm not on team blue, not on team red.
So then I have that wrong.
I'm an independent person, and I believe that's what black people need to do, is become independent.
Yep.
And we need to get something for our vote. You know, that may not happen, but it's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if I had brought you here to fight with you, you would have known it. What I'm saying is, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay.
So saying you're working with the Trump team is wrong. What you did was, when they asked to talk to you about it, you said yes. If Biden had asked to talk to you about it now, you would have gone to them the same way. It's not about you choosing anything. It's you working with everybody who's got a chance of doing anything.
I'm working with whoever's in power. Yeah, I'll work with both. Whoever's in power, I'm going to work with. So whoever wins, they'll hear from me.
Okay, so I'm glad you came to clear it up. So Ice Cube is not with the Trump campaign. He's just given his ideas, and anybody who wants to do something with him, fine. Do you believe they are doing anything with your ideas?
I believe, they looked at the contract with Black America and they updated their plan, but it's their plan. I have my plan. My plan is broad. It goes beyond the public sector. It goes into the private sector, banks, even the movie industry. So we got to deal with a lot of different, companies, corporations, and even government when it comes to solving this problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem when it comes to the issues, when it comes to blacks in America and what's going on. It's not a Democrat problem. It's not for them to solve. It's not for the Republicans to solve. It's for both of them to solve. They do it when it comes to debt ceiling. They do it when it comes to getting us in wars. They seem to come together when it's something that really affects America. And I don't think nothing affects America more than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in. This country is coming apart.
Shout out to Ice Cube, man. First of all, I want to say shout out to him, man. He's a legend in the hip hop industry. Like one of the another great movie actor that I enjoy watching. But you got to keep it real. Like what Ice Cube saying, like, look, I'm not for Trump. I'm not for Biden. I'm independent. I'm just on the side of what's right. He said, I ain't going by no words. I'm going by action. That's basically what he's saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. Like I said, I like to be independent. I just want to be on the side of what's right. If I feel like you're right, I'm going to say, yeah, he's right. If I feel like Trump right, I'm going to be like, yeah, he's right. But if you hear what Ice Cube's saying, he like, yo, you know what? Whoever wins, I'm going to work with him. Or at least try to work with him. So it's nothing wrong with what Ice Cube is saying. But now, I guess he said the guy's name is Chris, the host, but obviously he said that a lot of the stuff that he was saying was misleading, because when he first started the video, he just started saying that make it seem like Ice Cube is for Trump, basically. It kind of made it seem like he was saying like Ice Cube is a Trump supporter, and Ice Cube like, no, your intro is a little bit misleading. I'm more on the side of what's right and stuff like that. But I'm willing to work with Trump if he wins, or I'm willing to work with Biden if he wins. Like I said, I don't know much about this guy. I don't know if he's like the CNN host, but y'all let me know more about him though. But that's what I was saying. Like it was a little bit misleading to start off, but let's keep it going.
More than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in. This country is coming apart at the seams, and it's not going to come together after January 3rd, no matter who's the president, unless we deal with this wealth gap.
You have the economics. All of it extends from poverty, which is an extension of opportunity, which is an extension of a system that doesn't give equal opportunity, and you see it everywhere. Hiring, education, finance, all of it. So acutely, we've been looking at what happens when policing goes wrong in communities.
Yep.
It doesn't give you concern that the president has handled police violence the way he has in terms of his commitment to work on any of the...
Oh, yeah. Another thing is that I heard early on when Donald Trump was talking about that Black Lives Matter is like a bad term, because I look at it like this, is that a lot of people will scream Black Lives Matter, but then blacks kill another black. But they only scream Black Lives Matter when a white police officer or a white person in particular kills a black person. That's when this Black Lives Matter stuff go. But when a black kill a black, then what do you call that? Is that Black Lives Matter still? Like that Black Lives Matter stuff, it just, I mean, I don't get too far into that Black Lives Matter stuff or even just really talk about it, because it just don't make sense to me sometimes. It's like, why you holler Black Lives Matter when a white man kill a black person or a white person kill a black person, but then you got more blacks killing blacks than a white killing blacks. Every time you turn around, you turn the news on, somebody, this black person just killed this black person. Then it be over something stupid. You know, and I see why Trump said it, you know, it called it a terrible term, you know.
The issues that you think are important?
We've been dealing with police violence in this country from day one.
Yep.
So police
have.
violence is just part of our life here.
Yep.
So, you know, the thing is this, once we get some capital, we'll be treated better. This is a capitalistic society.
True.
And if you ain't got no money, you see how people get treated on the streets when they ain't got no money.
Not just money, wealth. Wealth. You got to be able to build up wealth within the community.
Yeah, you know, to put it in greater terms. But, you know, at the bottom line is, you know, dollars bring dignity. And so everybody in America knows that. When you got a little more money, they treat you a little better. So we need to close this wealth gap. You know, you got people, you know, families making $120,000 or worth $120,000, and you got black families worth $200. This is just, it's just an enormous wealth gap that keeps growing. It's not getting smaller. Do the research, and you'll see this is the problem in America. It's because black people have no capital. We own half of a point when it comes to all the wealth in America. Half of a point. 13.5% people living off half of a point. We cannot survive in America another 100 years living like this.
The issue is real. The problem is properly identified. They do have access to capital of about $500 billion, but it doesn't say that it would be earmarked within the Trump plan for communities of color. But we'll see what you can get done, and I make you this promise. Not just because I'm a fan, but the issue matters. As you learn and as you see action and reaction or inaction, you have a place on this show to discuss it. That's a guarantee.
I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, I'll be back to discuss and let you know what I know, what I find out. But I'm gonna give it to you straight up.
It's the only way I take it.
Side.
It doesn't go well any other way on this show. Ice Cube, I wish you the best. Stay healthy. Be well.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. We'll be right back.
All right, y'all. So that was the end of that. Obviously, Ice Cube came on, said his thoughts. He did let Chris know that a lot of the stuff that he was saying was misleading, trying to make it seem like he was just for Trump the whole time, which Cube said he don't have a problem with Trump. He just said that he just independent. He on the side of what's right. So a lot of stuff he, was saying was misleading. But like I said, y'all let me know. But like I said, shout out to Q for even coming on the show and just spitting game and knowledge. A person that's been out there all the years. Like I said, he's a legend in the hip hop industry. He's a legend in like the movie industry. So you got to give the man his flowers for that. But like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.